is quiet but not silent. There is the hush of breath, the soft hum of nighttime things, the settling of your limbs into something deeper than rest. You are here, you are enough, you are ready to begin with nothing but a breath, just one breath. That's all it takes. You let it in slowly through your nose, cool and clean like the very first breeze at dawn, and you let it out through your mouth like a sigh that has waited all day to be released. That single breath is not just air, it is invitation. It is the door you open to a softer dimension, where the law of attraction doesn't need effort, just permission. As your breath deepens, so does your presence. There is no rush here. The day has folded itself away like the last page of a book. You are not in the story anymore. You are in the pause, the sacred pause where creation begins again. You feel your chest rise gently, then fall. You feel your toes grow warm under the blanket. Your hands grow still, your shoulders melt into the mattress like snow into water. The world outside of you begins to blur, because tonight your world is inside. Inside this breath is a whisper, a message too soft to hear with ears, but your heart hears it. It says you don't have to do anything. You don't have to figure it all out. You only have to be. This is the soft start, the start that doesn't begin with striving, but with stillness. Stillness is not emptiness, it is fullness without noise. It is where all possibilities gather, waiting to be chosen. You remember that the universe does not respond to your force, it responds to your frequency. And frequency is shaped by feelings, and feelings are stirred by tiny thoughts, tiny breaths, and tiny sacred whispers. You begin to imagine your inner world as a pond. At first, it ripples, thoughts bouncing here and there, echoes from the day. But with each breath, each slow inhale and exhale, the pond stills, the surface becomes glass. And in that glass, you see things, your true desires, your quiet longings, the dreams you are too gentle to say out loud. They float there like petals. They need no pushing, they wait for your attention, just that. Not desperation, not worry, only the loving glance of your inner eye. The whisper inside you begins to shape itself into language, not loud, just enough to feel. I am safe now, I am open, I am becoming. These aren't affirmations you force, they aren't shouted into a mirror. They are lullabies you hum to your soul. You say them not to change anything, but because they are already true. I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will find me. In the soft glow of this moment, you believe it not with logic, but with something older, something cellular. This breath, this moment, this whisper is the seed. You don't need the whole plan. You don't need a perfect vision board. You don't need 10 steps to abundance. You need this, a single sacred moment of alignment, like a violin string tuned just right, like a candle lit in a quiet room, like the moon reflecting off water, soft, uncomplicated, enough. You imagine now that your breath is more than breath. It's light, golden light, and with every inhale, that light flows into you, through your nose, down your throat, into your chest, filling your belly, down your legs, out your feet. It pulls around you. It becomes a soft cocoon, a field, your energy field, now tuned, now clean, now receptive. And in that field, everything begins to change, without effort, without movement, because manifestation does not require action first. It requires alignment. And alignment happens in rest, in trust, in breath. You let go. A little more, you sink. You are no longer on a bed. You are floating, held not by memory foam, but by the frequency of allowance. You imagine yourself as a feather drifting on the night air. No resistance, no destination, just presence. This feather doesn't wonder how it will reach its goals. It doesn't plan every current. It lets the wind carry, and that wind, that unseen, infinite wind, is your partner. The universe is not ignoring you. It's aligning things for you, but it moves in whispers, just like this moment. You remember now, some of your greatest shifts came not from striving, but from letting go, from stopping, from sleeping, from small choices that changed everything, like one breath before sleep. Like this one, you begin to think about your dreams not as distant, but as near. Near as your breath, near as your heartbeat, already here, just invisible. Like roots growing underground before the first bloom is seen. You do not ask, when will it happen? You ask, what would it feel like if it were happening now? And then you feel it. A little. Enough. It feels like warmth in your chest, like peace in your belly, like soft joy behind your eyes. You let that feeling grow. You like surrender. Tonight, your job is not to fix. It's not to solve. It's not to manifest through strain. It is to let go into the feeling of already being held. You are held out by the mattress beneath you, by the night sky above you, by the unseen currents of a universe that adores you more than you know. So you say again, but softer this time, I am safe now. I am open. I am becoming. You feel that hum, that quiet frequency tuning you. You don't need to do anything more. No action plan, no schedule. Just this breath, just this stillness. You notice now your body has softened. Your jaw has unclenched. Your eyes feel heavier, but in the gentlest way, like the clouds before rain, like petals at dusk. Your breath continues its rhythm in out, like waves that have nowhere else to be. You are the shore now. The waves kiss you and return and kiss you again. You don't chase the tide, you receive it. This is the soft start. This is the sacred pause between what was and what is becoming. You don't need to know what's next. That's tomorrow's gift. Tonight, you are simply here in one soft moment, wrapped in one soft breath, carrying one soft whisper. And as your breath slows even more, as your thoughts grow lighter, as your heart opens, like the first glow of dawn, you begin to wonder what other whispers might come next, what other soft rituals might change everything without ever needing to shout. You are lying on your back or curled on your side, your head resting in that sweet familiar curve of the pillow. The blanket feels like a soft shelter drawn over the world. And now your body knows what time it is. Not clock time, not obligation time, but the time of turning inward, the time of becoming. This is the hour when the world outside fades, and your words become seeds planted deep in the fertile soil of the subconscious. You feel your lips part, not to speak loudly, but to whisper, just a murmur, really a breath, laced with language. This is your pillow promise, a ritual older than affirmations, older than manifestation boards. It's the quiet, sleepy agreement between your conscious self and the universe that never stops listening. There's a special power in the words you speak right before sleep, because your mind is no longer guarding the gate. The watchful thoughts have dozed off, and the deeper parts of you are wide open like morning, petals beneath the stars. So tonight, you speak not to the world, but to your own becoming. You let the words float out like feathers, light, repetitive, rhythmic, true. You might begin with something simple. I am safe. You pause. Let it linger. Let it land. I am safe. Again, like a lullaby, not to convince yourself, but to soften the spaces where doubt once sat. Then maybe I am loved. I am ready. I am enough. Feel how your voice carries vibration. Even if it's just inside your mind, your body hears it. Your heart hears it. And so does the universe. You are not shouting. You are summoning. Your pillow becomes an altar, a sacred place where every sleepy word is received like prayer. And the beauty of this ritual is that it requires no effort, only presence, only a soft tongue and a soft heart. You may choose your own phrases. You may feel the desire to say, everything is working for me, or my desires are already on their way, or even, I am already who I'm becoming. Each time you say it, you feel it settle a little deeper, not just a thought, but a frequency, a tuning, a reshaping of the field around you. Because when you speak from this place, this soft, relaxed, dreaming place, you are not begging. You are aligning. You are not commanding. You are co-creating. The universe doesn't need volume. It doesn't need effort. It responds best to clarity delivered gently, like a kiss on the cheek, like a promise whispered in the dark. You may notice something else now. As you speak these soft intentions, your body softens further. Your mind begins to loosen like a ribbon pulled from a gift. You feel lighter. You feel warmer. You feel a little more inevitable, because each word is not just a hope. It is a pattern, vibration that begins to ripple through the air, through your cells, through the infinite possibilities that stretch out beyond this moment. And this ripple doesn't end here. It echoes into tomorrow, into next week, into places your feet haven't touched yet. Because when you fall asleep aligned, you wake up magnetic. You don't need to explain how. You only need to trust the momentum that soft words can build. Perhaps tonight your phrase is, money flows to me even while I rest, and you say it gently, not like a chant, but like a memory returning. You say it like it's already true. Or maybe tonight's promise is, I call in love by being love, and the moment you speak it, you feel something soften inside, a door open tranquil. You may speak of healing. My body restores itself with ease, and as the words settle, your breath deepens, your nervous system hums a little softer, your cells say, yes. We remember how this is the magic of night speech. It's not about control, it's about cooperation. It's about speaking the language that life already understands, and sometimes you don't even need complete sentences. Sometimes it's a single word. Peace, flow, trust, surrender, each one a stone dropped in still. Water creating gentle waves that travel farther than you'll ever see. You don't have to be perfect tonight. You don't have to get every word right. You don't even need to believe it fully. You just need to say it gently, like a mother tucking in a child, like the sky tucking in the stars. And when your words begin to fade, when they drift into silence, that's when they do their best work. When your conscious mind finally drifts, your whispered promises slip past the gate and make themselves at home in the deepest parts of you. This is how reprogramming really happens. Not through effort, through ease, through repetition, through love. You are not broken, you are rewiring. And your voice, even in its quietest tone, is the architect. Tonight, your words build bridges. They don't need to make sense to anyone but you. They only need to feel like truth in your chest, even if just a sliver, even if just a hum. The pillow holds your head, your voice holds your future. Let it be slow, let it be sleepy, let it be sacred. Say it once more, or twice. Feel the ripple, feel the warmth, feel the universe shifting its shape to meet your tone. And as your eyes grow heavy, as your breath slows, as the world dims, your last whispered promise drifts like a feather into the dreaming dark. It does not vanish. It travels, it weaves, it attracts, and as you float between consciousness and sleep, you wonder, what would happen if I became the version of me who no longer speaks these truths but lives them? You are here, not chasing, not waiting, just resting as the soft hush of night settles around you like a second skin. The blanket is a gentle embrace, your breath a quiet tide, and your pillow. It cradles not just your head, but a version of you already becoming tonight. You don't just speak your dreams, you become them. This is the night mirror, not made of glass, but made of stillness, not reflecting who you've been, but echoing who you are softly stepping into. You do not need to look at it with your eyes. You feel it with your being, a reflection that speaks not in shape, but in sensation. Who is the version of you who already lives the life you desire? What do they breathe like? How do they sleep? What do they believe as they lay down at the end of their beautiful day? Imagine this version now, not as someone distant, not as someone better, but as someone quietly parallel to you, someone sharing the same heart, just one breath ahead. They are calm, not because everything is perfect, but because they trust the unfolding, they trust their own magnetism. They trust that desires are meant to arrive. You begin to feel them near, not outside of you, but rising from within you, a soft overlay, a shadow made of light. You don't chase them, you merge with them. With each breath, you become more like them. You match their rhythm, you take on their calm. You feel their energy like a slow tide rising in your chest. You see how they walk with certainty that doesn't shout. You feel how they speak with softness that moves worlds. You notice the way they hold their face in stillness, not rushed, not worried, not trying to prove. This is your mirror moment, the quiet fusion of now and next. You become what you long for by embodying it before it arrives. And this night, this sacred night, offers you the space to practice. No audience, no urgency, only intimacy. You don't need to figure out how. You only need to feel what it would feel like if it were already true. So you close your eyes gently and you imagine, what would it feel like to have your dream already softly wrapped around you? Like this very blanket, you picture it, not the thing, but the feeling. If it's love, you feel warmth in your chest, not from another, but from yourself. You feel held without arms, chosen without conditions. If it's abundance, you feel peace in your belly. You feel the absence of needing, the end of reaching. You feel full, like a bowl already brimming. If it's purpose, you feel aligned, centered. Like every breath is part of something quietly magnificent. You don't need to know what door will open next. You simply know you're already in the right hallway. And that's enough. In the night mirror, you become the energy that your future is made of. And the more you hold that energy, the more the universe rearranges itself to reflect it back to you. Because this is the truth. Reality is a mirror, not a dictator, reflection in you. You are the source dot, so when you feel love, you become love. And love begins to appear. When you feel success, you embody success. And success starts to knock gently at your door. When you feel trust, you live trust. And the path unfolds beneath your resting feet. There's nothing to fix tonight, no parts. View to perfect, only parts to remember, because the version of you that already lives your dream is not far. They are here, now, in this breath, in this stillness, in this mirror made of moonlight and trust. You breathe in slowly and you feel them rise. Your shoulders relax into their grace. Your jaw unclenches in their knowing. Your heartbeat slows to their pace. They are not a goal. They are a memory waiting to be lived out, so you whisper now. To seal the merge, I am already becoming. I am already aligned. I am already whole. And with those words, your body begins to glow from within, not in brightness, but in warmth, like a lantern held in fog. The energy you just became has no choice but to ripple out. It flows into the room, into the world, into the blueprint the universe is always listening to, because what you are is always louder than what you wish for. And tonight, you became it. The mirror smiles back. It no longer shows someday. It shows already. It shows now. You are still, but you are not stuck. Stillness is movement of the soul, and your soul has shifted. You do not know exactly how tomorrow will look. You don't need to, because you've already tilted your axis, and tiny shifts create entire new constellations. So you rest, wrapped in a feeling of already loved, already chosen, already rising. You don't need to visualize anymore. You don't need to repeat anything. You've become it. Now sleep seals it in dot as your breath slows, as your limbs grow heavier, as your thoughts become mist. You drift into the dream not of wanting, but of being. Just before you let go fully, you hear the mirror whisper one last thing. What if you never had to chase again? The lights are low. Now, the world has gone quiet. Only a faint hum lingers like the soft breath of the earth exhaling. You lie still, wrapped in the hush of night, and something deep within you begins to stir gently, not a longing, not a demand, but a quiet recognition that something beautiful already exists right here, right now. This is where the spell begins, not with a chant, not with candles, not with rituals of smoke and fire, but with something smaller, simpler, softer. A thank you, spoken in the dark, whispered from your heart into the folds of the unseen. You do not need a grand reason. You do not need to feel perfect. You do not need to list achievements. Only this, a willingness to notice, to say thank you for what is, already quietly blooming within the ordinary, so you begin. Thank you for this breath. You feel it moving and move out, like the waves at night lapping against a silent shore. Effortless, certain, alive. Thank you for this body, this warm, tired, miraculous body. You feel its weight as a blessing now, not a burden. It has carried you all day. Now it rests with you. Thank you for this pillow, this bed, this moment, this pause between yesterday and all the possible tomorrows. Gratitude doesn't need extravagance. It thrives in the humble, in the quiet, in the in-between. Tonight, you find it in the way your blanket clings to your skin, in the faint scent of something familiar in the room, in the beat of your heart, steady and soft. You begin to realize everything is already here. Everything you've been chasing, the peace, the ease. The worthiness lives in these small recognitions. The gratitude spell is not a performance. It's a return, a remembrance that even in the dark, you are not alone. You are surrounded by moments that bless you without ever needing applause. Thank you for the silence. Thank you for the darkness. Thank you for the space to feel. Your thank yous become slower now, more spacious, like stones dropped into a calm pond, each one creating ripples that stretch far beyond this room, beyond this body, beyond this night, because gratitude is not just emotion, it is energy, a magnetic hum that tells the universe, yes, more of this, I see it, I receive it, and the universe, in turn, leans in closer like a friend who hears their name whispered. In love, tonight, you don't list everything, you savor a few that matter. A few that glow softly inside your memory. The laughter you shared today, the cup of something warm, the song that found you at just the right time, the breath you took when you almost forgot you could. These are not small. These are miracles hidden in plain sight. Gratitude opens your field. It stretches the tight spaces inside your chest. It makes room for what you didn't know you were, ready to receive. because what you bless blesses you back. And tonight, you are a quiet symphony of thankfulness. You don't say it to earn. You don't say it to be good. You say it because your soul is finally soft enough to notice. You are not listing, you are floating, each thank you a light on the river of your being. You drift further now, deeper into the dream space, but you are not escaping, you are inviting, welcoming more goodness by becoming aware of what's already here. Thank you for this moment, this stillness, this exhale, this soft beating of life beneath my skin. Even the things you once resisted now begin to feel like gifts wrapped in strange paper. Thank you for the lessons, the detours, the closed doors. They led you here to this sacred quiet where gratitude blooms like a flower that only opens at night. The more you think, the more your energy glows. You become a lighthouse, not begging for ships, but attracting them with your steady beam. You see now, gratitude is the frequency of the already answered prayer. It is what you feel when you stopped waiting and started noticing. You place your hand on your heart, a gesture so small it almost feels like nothing, but it is everything. It is a promise to keep your eyes soft, to keep your spirit open, to keep your voice ready to whisper thank you to the unseen. And the more you do, the more you realize you don't need to ask for as much anymore, because the asking is already within the gratitude. You no longer cry out, please bring me peace. You whisper instead, thank you for the peace I already feel beginning. You no longer plead, let me be loved. You say, thank you for the love that pulses quietly within me, drawing more love in its image. You are not separate from what you desire. Gratitude reminds you of that. It shows you that what you've been seeking is already seated beside you in the dark. It's not always loud. It doesn't always arrive in fireworks, but it is here. And your thank you is the light that reveals it. As you breathe now, slower, deeper, your thank yous become fewer, but fuller, each one like a note in a lullaby sung to the stars. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No need to define, no need to direct. Just a rhythm of appreciation rocking you gently into receiving, because that's what you're doing. Now, even as you lie still, you are receiving more than sleep, more than rest. You are receiving connection, peace, alignment, ease. Kind of ease that only gratitude can offer. Not as a reward, but as a natural unfolding. The gratitude spell has no beginning, no end. Only flow, only rhythm, only this soft, reverent awareness. As your eyes drift closed and your body melts deeper into the mattress, you feel the current of thankfulness carrying you into your dreams. Everything you've whispered thank you for continues to echo and grow and return. You are not asking, you are not waiting, you are becoming a quiet magnet for the fairy. Life you once thought was far away, but now you know it's always been as close as a whisper. And tomorrow, perhaps you'll wake to blessings that feel strangely familiar because you already thanked them. Tonight, in the dark, you are resting still, soft, cradled by the night, and yet something moves beneath the stillness, not your limbs, not your thoughts, but something subtler, a gentle swirl, a backflow, a quiet returning of everything you've blessed, because what you bless blesses you. There is a law older than time, woven into the fabric of the cosmos. What you appreciate circles back, what you honor honors you. What you send with love finds its way home, carrying gifts in return. And tonight you begin to feel that truth not as a concept, but as a current, a soft tide of returning energy flowing your way without sound, without struggle. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to call it out loud. You don't even need to remember what you once gave. It remembers you. Gratitude moves in loops, always. And tonight, the loop completes itself. You lie still, your body draped in quiet, your breath gentle and slow. You are not doing, you are receiving. You feel it now, a warmth, low in your belly, then in your chest, then blooming through your limbs. It is not coming from outside you, it is returning to where it first began. Every smile you offered, every sincere thank you, every small act of appreciation, they echo now, like ripples returning from the edge of a still lake. This is the blessing backflow. And it doesn't rush, it doesn't flood. It flows like honey through silence, like starlight down a curtain, like a mother's hum after the baby's asleep. You feel how deeply you are loved, not for what you do, but for how you see, for the way you have learned to honor the ordinary and bless the invisible. You remember now how you once gave thanks for a sunrise with no one else around. That moment comes back now, not as memory, but as vibration. It wraps around you like warmth. You remember the way you once paused to appreciate a stranger's kindness, a sweet coincidence, a safe arrival, a deep breath. Each one is returning now, not in the same form, but in energy and soft radiance and a feeling of deep cellular support. You are being held by the very goodness you once chose to notice. The universe has not forgotten a single blessing you ever sent out, and you do not have to earn what comes back. You already did with your seeing, with your soft thank you spoken into the void tonight. Void replies, and its voice is comfort. You feel it in your hands, in your chest, in the air around you, a quiet chorus here, you noticed. So, now, receive. There's nothing to do, only to allow. To soften into receiving like a leaf floating down into a stream. You are not alone in this flow. All around the world, others are feeling it too, this quiet return of what they once gave without expectation. And as you lie here, you become aware of something beautiful. This is not about reward. It is about resonance. You tune your frequency to gratitude. And now, that frequency brings you more to be grateful for, not as a bribe. As a match, you matched yourself to the wavelength of blessings, and now blessings echo back. They do not look like lottery wins or dramatic changes. They look like peace where there was once worry, like clarity where there was once fog, like warmth where there was once tension. They arrive in layers, softly, lovingly, unfolding in your field like petals opening at dusk. You do not need to question it. You only need to say yes, yes to the return, yes to the softness, yes to the abundance you once gave thanks for before it had formed out. It is forming now. You feel it, not outside of you, but around you, within you, through you. You are becoming a well that never runs dry. The more you bless, the more you're blessed. The more you receive, the more you radiate. And all of it circling like breath. In, out, thank you, you're welcome, gratitude, return, the rhythm of life. You imagine now a golden spiral surrounding your body. It spins slowly, lovingly, each loop a returning, each rotation a gift. This spiral is your field, your frequency. It carries all the gratitude you've ever offered and all the goodness coming back home you lie in. It's center, not needing to reach, not needing to move, only to rest. And as the spiral hums, you begin to feel a soft truth rising. You are already in the life you once longed for, maybe not in every detail, but in spirit, in peace, in connection you feel. This truth not in your mind, but in your breath. You exhale and let it land. I thank you for the returning, for the remembering, for the flow that never stops as long as I keep noticing. Even now, as your breath slows and your mind begins to fade, you feel the spiral continuing. The loop will spin even as you sleep. The blessings will hum even as you dream, because you've entered the current of return, and return doesn't need your attention, only your openness. So you surrender now, not as a task, not as a duty, as a soft closing of the eyes into trust. And just before you drift, you feel one last wave, a gentle wave of grace, as if the universe were saying, you saw the beauty first, now let it see you. The night is thick with softness. You are deep in your resting place, not just in your bed, but in the sacred space of allowing. You've let go, you've received, and now you begin to overflow, not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly, subtly, like the surface of a still lake rising one silver inch at a time under the weight of moonlight. You are full now, not with noise, but with grace, not with answers, but with alignment. Gratitude has filled you past the edges, and what fills must spill. This is the dreamer's overflow, a gentle, sacred pouring of all that you've received into the field around you. It does not require intention, only presence. Because when you sleep in gratitude, you wake in abundance. And abundance begins as a feeling, not a thing. Tonight, you do not need to visualize. You do not need to plan. You only need to rest as if you are already whole, because you are. The overflow begins in the chest, a soft warmth rising, then it travels to the arms, then the legs, then the fingertips. You are glowing now, not in light, in frequency, a frequency that tells the world, I am not seeking, I am not needing. I am already filled with what I once asked for. The dreamer in you has become a beacon, no longer calling out, simply existing as a match to everything you once desired. You feel that now. As you lie still, as your thoughts begin to drift, you feel your body humming with subtle joy. Joy not for a specific outcome, but for the sweetness of this moment. This now, this breath. Gratitude doesn't always roar. Sometimes it rests smiling quietly in the folds of your being, and the more you feel it, the more the field responds. You are not pushing, you are pulsing. Not forcing, flowing. Not asking. Becoming, you are now the source of your own frequency, and from that source a gentle stream flows outward from your heart into your room, into your dreams, into the infinite space where desires take shape before they arrive. You do not direct the stream, you simply let it move, trusting that it knows where it's needed most. You imagine your heart now, not as an organ, but as a glowing cup. It fills with thankfulness until it overflows, and the overflow touches everything. It touches your future, it blesses your past, it colors your tomorrow with the softness of your tonight. You are no longer trying to attract, you are simply radiating. The universe responds not to requests, but to resonance. And you, sweet dreamer, are resonating with quiet wholeness. It is enough. You are enough. You've always been. You begin to feel this truth seep into your bones, that the more you rest in appreciation, the more your life begins to mirror your inner glow. There is no longer a line between the dream and the dreamer. The two have merged. The vision you once held is now holding you. You are not waiting. You are embodying. Gratitude has become your natural rhythm. Your breath hums with it. Your skin hums with it. Even your silence is filled with it. You are a soft channel now, receiving and giving without trying. This is what overflow does. It gives without loss. It pours without effort. It touches others while replenishing itself. And so, as you drift deeper into the folds of night, you begin to feel your presence expanding outward, not physically, energetically. You are no longer confined to the shape of your body. You are field. You are glow. You are echo, you are overflow, and in this soft expansion, you notice something else. The more you overflow, the more you attract those who match your fullness. You do not call them. You do not chase. They are drawn to the frequency of enough. Love, ideas, opportunities. They float to you like feathers on the wind, gentle, inevitable, effortless. You no longer measure manifestation by what appears, but by how deeply you feel nourished before it. Rise. And right now, you are nourished completely, delicately, fully. There is no urgency in your field, only generosity. And generosity is the most magnetic state of all. Because when you sleep in gratitude, you become the dream itself. And dreams do not need maps. They float, they drift, they become real through surrender. You lie in this overflow like a petal on water safe carried, enough. And the blessings that return to you tomorrow, next week, next season, you will recognize them not by their form, but by their feeling. They will feel like this. This breath, this warmth, this soft, unseen smile blooming in your chest as you surrender to stillness. Let go now. Not because you're giving up, but because you've already received. There's nothing more to do, only more to become. You are the dreamer. You are the vessel. You are the spill, overflowing, effortless, endlessly blessed. And just as your breath slows, and your body melts into the mattress below, you wonder if this much beauty can live inside a single feeling. What will tomorrow bring when I wake still full? You are here now, the world behind you, the sky above you, the soft invitation of your bed beneath you. There is nothing you need to hold on to now, not the day, not the thoughts, not the tension behind your eyes or the planning in your chest. This is the moment of release, a sacred undoing. A quiet surrender. You are ready to be weightless, ready to be free. Not by changing everything, but by letting go of the things that were never yours to carry forever. Tonight, the moon watches, soft, silver, silent. It sees your body lying still, but it also sees what your heart holds, the invisible heaviness, the clenching, the story stuck in the folds of your mind, the names, the moments, the memories you folded up and placed on your back without even noticing. But you feel them now. Because now you are still, and in the stillness you begin to notice the places where your body whispers, let me go, let me put this down. So you begin, not by solving, not by forcing, but by noticing. The jaw relaxes, the fingers loosen, the belly softens, the spine sinks. You don't need to do it all at once. Letting go is not a task, it's a rhythm, a breath, a moonlit motion. You start with a simple exhale. Feel it. How it leaves the body and takes something with it, something invisible but heavy. You exhale again, and something uncoils, something lifts. You begin to imagine your body as a vessel of light, But the light cannot fill the parts that are full of yesterday's stories. So the stories must be poured out lovingly, softly, you name one. Silently now, a thought you've held too tightly, a what if, a should have, a worry stitched to your ribs. You don't fight it, you think it, and then you exhale and let it drift out. It rises like mist, upward, outward, gone. You don't chase it. You don't check if it's really gone. You trust that releasing means you no longer need to hold. You turn your face to the side and the pillow receives it. You are cradled now by something soft, by something sacred. You are no longer the version of yourself who carries the weight. You are becoming the one who floats like the moon, always full, but never burdened, always shining, but never grasping. You imagine the moon now, not far away, but right here above your bed. A soft white disk pouring gentle light over your skin. It asks for nothing, it expects nothing, it simply witnesses your surrender. And you give it one more thought to hold, a worry, a burden, an identity that no longer fits. You lift it from your chest with your mind's hands and offer it upward, and the moon takes it, not to keep, but to dissolve, to cleanse, to recycle into something lighter. You feel that lightness now in your limbs, in your breath, in the space between thoughts. You've let go of something you didn't realize was holding you down, and now you rise. Not physically, but energetically. You are no longer sinking. You are suspended like a leaf resting on air. Letting go doesn't mean loss, it means space. It means room for the new. It means permission to stop gripping what hurts. Tonight, you give yourself that permission. You let go of needing to understand. You let go of needing to be right. You let go of needing to know what tomorrow will bring. And in that letting go, you feel peace filling in the empty spaces. Not loud, not triumphant. Just steady, just true. The head beneath you feels different now. It no longer holds a heavy body. It holds a floating one, a resting one, a becoming one. You begin to feel that this moment is not a break from your path. It is the path, because when you stop carrying, you start receiving. You are emptying to be filled. You are softening to be remade. This is the magic of the moon. She teaches you to shed and shine in equal rhythm. And as you lie still, you become aware. You are not letting go into nothing. You are letting go into love, into trust, into softness, into sleep. You place one hand on your heart now, and you whisper, as softly as a leaf brushing water, I don't have to carry this anymore. I am safe to rest. I am safe to release. I am safe to float. And with each word, your hand grows warmer, your chest grows lighter, your field begins to hum. Letting go is not a fall, it's a lift. A quiet rise into something deeper than control. And now you feel yourself drifting, held by the bed, held by the moon, held by the parts of yourself you never stopped trusting. The stories are no longer clinging. The roles are no longer demanding. You are just breath, just skin, just soul. And that is more than enough. You do not have to be the one who solves tonight. You only have to be the one who surrenders, because sometimes your greatest manifestation comes not when you try harder, but when you let go of trying at all. You breathe in peace, you exhale effort, you breathe in rest, you exhale resistance, and your body floats, your heart opens, your soul smiles. You have stepped into the sacred space between doing and becoming, and just as your thoughts begin to fade, and your breath slows even more, you hear a whisper, not from the world, but from the space inside you that always knows. Now that your hands are open, what might life place inside them next? There is something in your hand, not a thing you can see, but a feeling, a tightness, a grip. Maybe you didn't even know it was there. Maybe it formed slowly, a response to something that didn't go your way. A shield you picked up one day and forgot to set down. But now, in the hush of night, you notice. The fist isn't physical, it's energetic, emotional, subtle, a small place inside you that still tries to control, to hold on, to decide how things must go. But tonight, you soften it, not with force, not with shame, just with awareness. You picture it now, a closed fist in the dark, fingers curled tight, muscles tense, holding onto an outcome, a story, a name, a moment. Maybe it's a hope you didn't want to lose. Maybe it's a fear you've held like armor. Maybe it's a version of yourself you're afraid to outgrow. Whatever it is, you don't judge it. You think it tried to protect you. It tried to hold everything together when you didn't know if things would be okay. It was trying to help. And now, you whisper to it, it's okay to let go now. You feel the hand in your mind promise to be safe. I can live without gripping. I can open. You breathe in slowly, and as you exhale, you imagine the fingers uncurling, one by one, softly, lovingly. No prying, no pulling. Just allowing. The first finger loosens. A part of you says, I release needing to be right. The second finger softens. You whisper, I release needing to know how it will all work out. The third finger unfurls. You exhale, I release the fear that if I stop trying, nothing will happen. The fourth finger opens. You murmur, I release the pain that made me tighten in the first place. And finally, the thumb gently pulls away. You say, I release the story that says I must carry it all alone. Now, the fist is no longer a fist. It's a palm, open, peaceful, receptive, and you feel something shift, not in the world, but in you. You are no longer a closed circuit. You are a flowing one. The universe doesn't force blessings into tight hands. It places them in palms that are ready to receive. You feel that readiness now, not desperate, not passive, but calm, clear, open. You remember now how many times things arrived not when you forced them, but when you surrendered, when you walked away, when you said, I trust. You don't need to push anymore. You don't need to grip. You are allowed to rest your hands on the bed and know that the world continues turning without your strain. And when it turns in your favor. Not because you hold tight, but because you let go at just the right time. You feel a breeze. Now, in your imagination, a cool air drifting over your hands. The air of movement, of change, of possibility. You're no longer blocking the flow. You've become it. Letting go is not losing, it is clearing. It is trusting that space is not emptiness, it is invitation. Tonight, you invite something better. Not because what was is bad, but because what's next deserves room. You can feel it now, the sensation of lightness. Not just in your hands, but in your heart. It spreads upward into your chest and downward into your belly. You feel a peace that only comes when nothing is forced. And in this peace, you begin to smile, not because you figured it out, not because you won, but because you remembered how to open. How to open your hands and let life do what it does best. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means giving forward. Offering your worries to something wiser. It means whispering, I've done what I can. Now I rest. Now I trust. I float. And as you float, you notice something surprising. The things that once felt heavy no longer need answers. They don't need fixing. They just need releasing. You are not responsible for carrying it all. You are responsible for being soft enough to allow. The clenched fist was an old story. This new chapter has no grip, only grace. So you breathe again, slower, deeper, and you notice your body is changing. Your shoulders have lowered. Your face is looser. Your chest rises. Without tightness. You are the version of yourself who no longer clings. And that version attracts with ease because the things you want, peace, clarity, abundance, love, they all arrive through open doors. You are a door now, a soft, slow opening doorway into something better. And the more you keep your palms relaxed, your expectations light, your trust intact, the more life can place in your hands what's been waiting all along. Tonight, you do not chase, you do not demand, you simply say, I'm ready now, not to fight, but to float. You place both hands over your heart now, and you say, in your own quiet way, whatever is not mine, I let it go. Whatever is meant for me, I welcome it with open hands, and with that, you drift, held by the dark, held by trust, held by a moon that never needs to grip to glow. And just before you sleep, you wonder, what might fall gently into my hands now that they are finally open? You are floating now, not in water, not in thought, but in something deeper. Current made not of motion, but of trust. This is the moment after the letting go, to the unclenching, after the exhale. And in this moment, you are carried, not because you asked, not because you planned, but because that's how the night works. You do not need to swim. You do not need to steer. The current knows where to take you. Letting go was the signal. Floating is the reward. The current is invisible, but you feel it, a gentle forwardness, a movement that asks for nothing but surrender. You close your eyes, and you feel it again beneath your body, within your breath, around your thoughts. It is soft, it is silent, but it is sure. You are no longer in charge, but you are no longer lost. This is what safety feels like when it's not built on control. This is what direction feels like when you don't have to decide. The current is not chaotic. is wise, it is ancient. It flows through your life like a river you forgot existed. And tonight, you lie back into it. You let it take you beyond your overthinking, past your analyzing, under the noise, down to the place where your truest self has always known the way. You do not need to ask, where is this taking me? You only need to whisper, I'm willing to go. Because everything that once felt stuck is softening now. Everything that once needed answers is dissolving into calm. This is not the stillness of waiting. It is the stillness of being moved, without effort, without knowing. With perfect timing you'll never see coming. You imagine the current now as a soft ribbon of light. It curls around your body, not to bind, but to lift. It hums, not with sound, but with feeling. A low, deep pulse of yes, yes to what you asked for. Yes to what's coming, yes to where you're going, even if you can't name it yet. And as you feel that yes, you begin to notice your body is no longer heavy. The old density is gone. The pushing, the proving, the needing to do, it's all been left on the shore. You're not on land now. You're in flow. You're being taken exactly where your soul always meant to go. And the only thing required is permission. Permission to stop paddling. Permission to be carried. Permission to trust that your dream knows the way. You spend so much time trying to direct things, trying to manifest from the mind, trying to manage the how, the when, the what if died, but now you let your frequency speak instead, and your frequency is peace, your frequency is openness, your frequency is a whispered yes that ripples far beyond your reach. You are no longer chasing alignment, you are in it, not because you solved it, but because you softened into it. The current only carries what is willing to be moved, and tonight you are. You are more water than worry, more yes than resistance, more trust than tension. You feel yourself gently drifting through sleep, not because you're escaping, but because you're allowing the night to do what night does best, reorganize your energy without your effort. You feel that reorganization now, not in thoughts, but in sensations, the heart uncluttered, breath slow and rhythmic, the space around your body glowing with soft, receptive stillness. You're not on the way. You are already inside the journey, already in motion, already becoming. And the beauty of this current is that it never stops. It flows while you rest. It flows while you dream. It flows when you wake and forget it's there. But tonight, you remember you are not alone. You are not stuck. You are not waiting. You are being carried by grace, by timing, by frequencies too subtle to name, but too strong to stop. You do not need to explain why you've let go. You only need to keep floating, because letting go isn't a what I'm thing. It's a rhythm, a practice, a devotion. Every time you release, you rise. Every time you soften, you attract. Every time you trust, you move forward without even trying. You feel the truth of this in your cells, in the weightlessness of your body, in the peace of not needing to decide. You are not empty. You are open. You are not lost. You are light. And in this openness, you begin to feel a joy that doesn't depend on outcomes. It hums gently in your chest, like a lantern lit inside your ribs. You smile, not because anything has arrived, but because you know it's coming. It's already on the current with you, already in motion, already decided by the energy you now embody. You don't need to reach for it. It will meet you at just the right curve of the river, at just the right hour, at just the right breath, and you'll say, of course it came. I was always in the current. I just needed to trust the drift. You are drifting now, softly, safely, SACREDLY. And just before you sleep completely, you feel the water beneath your dreams rising slightly, lifting you toward the version of your life that's already waiting, already shaped by trust, already flowing toward you, already unfolding like moonlight on an open river. And you wonder, with a smile so small even the stars must whisper to hear it, if I stop swimming forever, how far might I actually go? You lie still, but something around you is already moving. Not the air, not the sheets, but something quieter, richer. A presence. Presence. It doesn't knock. It doesn't shout. It doesn't sparkle or demand your attention, but it's here. Abundance in its softest form, in its truest shape. Silent, subtle, surrounding you now. This isn't the abundance you're used to chasing. Kind made of numbers, plans, schedules, hustle. This is the abundance you never needed to chase. Kind that arrives when you do nothing at all. Because doing nothing is sometimes the most powerful thing you can do. You lie back, you breathe, You soften, and in that softening you become a receiver, not a beggar, not a seeker, just a clear, calm channel. You feel it now, the abundance, in your breath, how it enters without being asked, how it fills you without any force, how it reminds you you are already supplied. You breathe again, and this time, you feel it even deeper, a sensation in your chest, not tight but full, not desperate but expansive. This is what wealth feels like before it becomes form. It feels like space, it feels like softness, it feels like enough. Spoken silently in the language of stillness, you look around the room not with your eyes, but with your energy, and you begin to notice the quiet wealth that holds you, the bed that supports your back, the blanket that hugs your skin, the roof above you that never once asked to be thanked, the night sky outside offering its ancient light for free. Everything in this moment says one thing to you: you are already rich, not because of what you own, but because of what you feel when you stop needing more. You begin to realize true abundance is not accumulation, it's sensation. It's the feeling of deep sufficiency that lives underneath the noise, underneath the wanting, underneath the not yet. And that feeling can rise now, without proof, without outcome, without any change at all. You imagine your body now as a glowing bowl, not empty, not broken, just waiting to be noticed. As you breathe, you pour golden light into that bowl. Each inhale adds more. Each exhale expands its glow. You are filling up not with things, but with knowing. Knowing that you are safe, knowing that life is generous, knowing that what you need always finds you. When you stop blocking the door, and what blocks the door is not laziness, not rest. It's the constant need to do, to prove, to run. But tonight, you are not running, you are resting. And rest is a magnet. The abundance that comes in rest is quieter but deeper. It wraps around you like mist, like scent, like a vibration you can't name but recognize instantly. It's here, in the silence, in the breath, in the soft beat of your heart. You place your hand on your belly now. Feel it rise, feel it fall. With each rise, I receive. With each fall, I release the chase. You are sensing now with a different rhythm, the rhythm of trust, the rhythm of allowing, the rhythm of already. Because the truth is, you don't attract what you chase, you attract what you become. And you are becoming peace. You are becoming trust. You are becoming the kind of person abundance loves to be near, not because you earned it, but because you remembered you never had to. There is wealth in this moment, in the silence between your thoughts, in the stretch of your limbs across the sheets, in the steady warmth spreading through your body as you give yourself permission to receive. While doing absolutely nothing, you are allowed to receive without striving. You are allowed to rest and still be magnetic. You are allowed to lie in bed and be a portal through which blessings pour. Because the energy you hold now is the most receptive it has ever been. You are not asking with your words, you are asking with your calm. And the universe listens more clearly to calm. It does not respond to panic. It responds to peace, and you are peace now. Peace with what is, peace with what will come, peace with the parts of you that no longer need to prove anything. You feel the difference. You feel the shift. The part of you that once pushed has gone quiet, and in its place a gentle presence rises. It speaks not in demands, but in knowing, a whisper. I am already supported. I am already in flow. I am already aligned with what I seek. You repeat it now, softly, inside your mind, inside your chest, inside your energy. I am already supported. I am already in flow. I am already aligned, not because you see it yet, but because you feel it. And feeling is the start of form, is the beginning of becoming. You are not waiting, you are receiving, even now, even here, even in the dark, especially in the dark. Because the seeds of abundance germinate in the soil of stillness. You are the soil now. You are the rich, quiet ground where everything new will take root. And you do not need to tend it tonight. You only need to lie back, to breathe, to remember that doing nothing can be the most sacred act of alignment. So you breathe again, one more time, and you feel it, the silent wealth around you, unseen, unmeasured, but real. And just before sleep comes, you smile softly and wonder if this much abundance is present when I do nothing. What else might arrive? When I continue to simply allow. You are resting still, your body warm, your breath gentle, your mind soft and open like a calm sea under stars. And now you begin to imagine, not to plan, not to problem solve, just to feel, just to float. This isn't the kind of imagining that strains. It isn't the kind that tries to control reality. It's the kind that allows, that receives through softness. This is not a fantasy. This is your frequency. This is the gentle act of tuning yourself to the feeling of already having. You begin not with the image, but with the sensation, the energy, the vibration. You imagine what it would feel like if abundance were already here, not coming, but present. Not arriving, but pouring in. You don't need to see every detail. You just need to feel the warmth of being completely supported. You feel it now in your chest, a slow expansion, like golden sunlight pooling under your ribs. You imagine this golden warmth as coins of light, falling gently into your lap, not with noise, not with rush, but with rhythm. One soft glow at a time, clink, 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 each one a symbol, not of money, but of ease, of flow, of yes. They land on you like petals, like stars, like quiet affirmations that say, you are worthy to receive, you are enough as you are. You do not need to try harder. You picture yourself not chasing, but attracting. You're standing still in this vision, or maybe lying down, just like now, and everything you desire is moving toward you. It comes not because you pulled it, but because you matched it. You felt it first, and feeling is the magnet. You imagine doors opening without you knocking, opportunities rising like dawn, slow and inevitable. You feel people saying yes to you with joy, with respect, with recognition. You feel support wrapping around you, financial, emotional, spiritual. You don't have to make it happen. You just have to feel it now. You do. You feel the soft hum of overflow. Not just enough, not survival, but more than you need, more than you expected, more than you thought you could hold. And it's not overwhelming. It's graceful. It fits perfectly because you've made space. You've let go of lack. There is room in you now for overflow. You imagine yourself walking with abundance in your aura, a glow that others feel before you speak. They ask, what's changed? And you say, I allowed, I aligned, I imagine. You imagine. Now your home filled with peace, your body filled with energy, your accounts filled with resources, your days filled with meaning. Not because you earn them with effort, but because you tune yourself to receive. This tuning is quiet. It's internal. It happens here. Now, in the middle of this soft, sleepy night, you don't need to say anything. The frequency speaks for you. You are becoming a vibrational match to wealth in all forms. Money, joy, rest, support, love. You feel it wrapping around you like silk, like golden thread weaving through your aura. You don't have to cling to it. It won't leave. You don't have to prove your worth. It already knows your name. This is the gentle law. When I relax into trust, what I need flows toward me. You say it now, softly, in your heart. When I relax, what I need flows toward me. Again, and again, until it settles, until it feels like truth. You are no longer imagining to escape. You are imagining to align, to adjust, to soften into readiness. Because abundance does not enter through force, it enters through permission, through resonance. And you are resonating now with receiving. You imagine people smiling as they pay you. You imagine your bank balance growing not from effort, but from expansion. You imagine thank you notes arriving. You imagine results without strain. And you smile. Not because it's far away, but because it's already becoming. Each breath is a welcome. Each exhale is a letting go of whatever blocked it before. The overflow is real. And you feel it now, not later, not someday. Now, you don't need to hold the image. You only need to rest in the feeling. The image will take shape on its own. That's the secret of soft manifestation. You feel it first, and form follows. You place your hand on your heart. It beats with quiet assurance. It knows. Even when the mind forgets, you whisper inside yourself, thank you for the overflow already arriving. Thank you for the support I no longer resist. Thank you for the rest that multiplies my worth. You feel the energy building, not as excitement, but as peace. Peace that confirms you are not behind. You are not lacking. You are not forgotten. You are in the stream now, the current of enough, the rhythm of more. And you don't need to chase what's already moving toward you. So you close your eyes fully now. You rest deeper, float farther, and let this final knowing carry you. If I can feel overflow while lying still, then overflow is already mine. You are safe now. The blankets curve around you like soft waves. Your body is warm. Your breath is steady. And beneath the hush of everything else, you feel it, a richness, not from outside, from within. You have spent too long believing abundance requires effort, that rest must be earned, that success is only valid if it costs your peace. But not tonight. Tonight you rest like someone who already has it all, not pretending, becoming. This is not fantasy, it is frequency. A new way of lying down, not from exhaustion, but from trust. You are not collapsing into rest. You are choosing it like a queen in her chambers, like a master in their temple, like someone who knows that stillness is part of the strategy. You rest like the rich do, not hurried, not apologetic, not guilty for the pause. Because the truly wealthy know rest is not wasted time, it's sacred time, the seedbed of clear thought, divine timing, and aligned action. You feel it now, your body surrendering not because it's weak, but because it's wise. The room feels different too, as if it's bowing slightly to your choice to pause, as if the air understands that when you rest like this, you open a portal. You stop chasing abundance, you become it. You feel your chest rise and fall, softly, slowly, as if your body were in sync with a world that's no longer rushing. You place your hand on your heart, and you ask it gently, silently, what would it feel like to truly live as someone who has already arrived? And your heart answers not in words, but in warmth, a calm blown right in the center of your being. It says, this is it. This is how it feels to rest without fear, to pause without guilt, to sleep without scarcity circling your bed. You breathe into that, and you feel the shift. From grasping to glowing, from chasing to choosing. You remember now, true wealth is not urgency, it's presence. It's knowing the next thing will come without needing to force it. You rest now like the future you, the version of yourself who has learned that effort without alignment is just noise. And you are done with noise. You are lying still, but you are doing more for your life than you've done all day. Because this stillness is strategic. It tells your nervous system, we are no longer surviving. We are safe now. We are receiving now. You don't have to repeat affirmations tonight. You don't have to visualize. You've done enough. Now your very posture sends the signal. I trust. I know. It is done. You feel your mattress beneath you like a throne, not grand, but grounded, strong, certain. You feel the air around your body respond to your calm. It thickens slightly like a velvet hush, a royal quiet. Even the space understands you are claiming a new level of deserving, not by doing more, but by doing less with full permission. You don't worry now about what tomorrow brings. The truly wealthy don't panic before bed. They don't rehearse worst-case scenarios. They rest knowing that alignment already worked on their behalf. That seeds planted in calm will bloom in clarity. So tonight you embody that. You sleep like someone whose desires are already underway, like someone whose future is being built by their frequency, not their force. You sleep like someone who knows their worth is not based on how much they produce, but how much they receive with ease. And so, you begin to soften even more, not from tiredness, but from remembrance. You remember how to lie down like someone who is loved, protected, provided for. You remember how to close your eyes like someone who doesn't need to worry about how it's all going to happen, because it's already happening. While you rest, while you release, while you simply exist in a frequency that welcomes more without begging for it. You are no longer the struggler, you are the receiver, the vessel, the home for miracles that arrive in the night like soft-footed visitors. They come when the door is open, and tonight you are wide open, not in desperation. In devotion, a devotion to peace, a devotion to ease, a devotion to a new story about what you're allowed to have without breaking yourself to get it. This is the story. I rest, and my life continues to rise. I pause, and things align without me. I sleep, and the current carries me forward. There is nothing to fix tonight, no plan to make, no ladder to climb. There is only this breath, this softness, this sacred return to a self that no longer performs for abundance but becomes it. You feel the luxury of the stillness, the luxury of enough, the wealth of being okay. And that's where it starts. That's where all overflow begins from. The moment you decide you are okay even before the manifestation comes, you are okay now. You are whole now. You are resting now, like someone who trusts the seeds they've sown. Just before sleep takes you fully, you smile softly. A smile that says, if this is what resting feels like, then maybe the richest version of me has already arrived. You are lying still now, the room dim, your breath slow, your body warm and safe beneath the covers. And And yet something is stirring, not in your mind, not in your muscles, but in the quiet heart of your energy. Love, not as a wish, not as a chase, but as a presence, a frequency beginning to blow from within. Tonight is not about asking for love. It is not about sending signals into the dark, hoping someone will answer. Tonight is about becoming the one who is already loved. Becoming the one who attracts love not through reaching but through radiance. You begin not by imagining another. You begin with yourself, your own chest, your own skin, your own energy becoming magnetic through stillness. You place your hand gently over your heart. Feel the rhythm there, not rushed, not worried, just present, just true. That heart is always loved, even when it broke, even when it waited, even when it feared it was alone. It never stopped loving. It only needed to be loved back by you. And so, you begin tonight's journey with the one who has been here all along. You whisper now, softly inside yourself. I see you. I choose you. You are already enough. And your heart responds not in words, but in warmth. You feel a soft light forming in your chest. It is not from anyone else. It is not borrowed. It is your own affection, your own devotion, your own inner companionship glowing like candlelight. This light is love, not romantic, not performative, not dependent on who returns it. It's the love of your soul for your being. And when you feel that love, not just think it, but feel it, your frequency begins to shift. Your field begins to glow, and love begins to notice, because love is always looking for itself. It doesn't chase need, it recognizes resonance. And tonight, you are tuning yourself to be that resonance. You imagine now the version of yourself who is already in love, not because someone entered your life, but because you entered your own. How do they speak to themselves? How do they walk through the world? What do they believe as they drift into sleep knowing they are already chosen? You feel them now. You feel that version of you settling into your bones. You don't become them through effort. You become them through remembering. They were always there, underneath the waiting, underneath the longing. And now, in this quiet room, in this quiet breath, you let them rise. You rest like someone whose love is already here. You breathe like someone who no longer begs the universe for connection. Because they are connection, their energy speaks it, their aura holds it, their heart glows it. You glow it now. A soft light expands from your chest, not a beam, not a blaze, just a gentle shimmer, the kind that draws without trying. And somewhere in the field, someone feels it. Not with their eyes, not with their ears, but with the quiet place where soul meets soul. They feel the new presence in the world, your presence finally tuned to love. You're not searching, you're not waiting, you're becoming the loved one, becoming the energy that others feel safe around, that others are drawn toward, that life itself wants to embrace. This is how love arrives, not because you wrote the perfect list, not because you fixed everything about yourself, but because you remembered you were always lovable even before the list. And now, as your breath deepens and your limbs soften and your mind begins to quiet, you feel the spaciousness of love already living in you, not coming to you, already here, not in another person, in your field, in your warmth, in the frequency you now offer with each gentle exhale. You rest in that, you float in that, you glow in that. And it is enough to shift timelines, enough to attract the soul match, enough to awaken new paths you cannot see yet but are already walking toward. You don't need to know how, you only need to know this. This feeling, this softness, this magnetic hum of love for yourself radiating outward like a slow sunrise. You lie still, but your energy is moving, calling, drawing, not with force, with frequency, the frequency of someone who is already loved, already chosen, already safe to soften, already enough. You breathe it in now. I am loved. You breathe it out now, and I allow it to grow. No need to visualize a face, no need to create a story, just this feeling of already being home in your own heart, Just before sleep carries you, you smile softly, because you know when I become the love I seek, it cannot help but find me. You are resting deeper now. The world has fallen silent around you, and the noise within you, that quiet ache, that yearning for connection has softened into something else, something warmer, something wiser. Tonight, you do not wait for love to arrive. You remember that love is already on its way. It's not loud, it's not immediate, but it's certain, because there is something connecting you and the one who belongs to you, a thread fine as starlight, invisible to the eye, but unmistakable to the soul. You feel it now, not in your mind, in your chest. A tiny pull, not of urgency, but of knowing. This is the invisible thread. The one that ties you to the heart that's meant to find you, not through chance, but through energy. Through vibration, through the matching hum of two beings made to find each other not by searching, but by aligning. And you are aligning now, with every breath, with every drop of resistance release. You imagine the thread now, delicate, luminous. It stretches from your chest out into the night. It moves through wind, through time, through all the unseen spaces that connect soul to soul. It is not a leash. It is not a trap. It is not a weight. It is a whisper, soft and constant, that says you are already connected. You don't need to find them. You only need to feel. And so, you feel. You feel into the softness of this thread. How it hums gently every time you return to peace. Every time you believe again. It hums now. Because you believe. You believe in love that arrives with grace. You believe in love that recognizes you. You believe in love that doesn't ask you to chase because it knows how to come home. You imagine the other end of the thread now. Where are they? What are they doing? Perhaps they're sleeping too under the same moon, breathing into their own stillness. Their heart also glowing quietly. They don't know why they're smiling, but it's you. They don't know what they're feeling, but it's this, the thread, tugging softly, calling gently. You are not sending a signal. You are the signal. Your energy tonight is pure openness, pure readiness, pure invitation. You don't have to say a word. Bed says everything for you. You lie still, but the connection pulses. Gently, not in desperation, in quiet recognition. And the more you soften, the more the thread glows. You can't rush it, you can't force it. You can only trust that it pulls both ends when the time is right. Tonight, you surrender the timeline, you surrender the form, you surrender the question of when. Instead, you return to the thread, to the feeling, to the knowing. You whisper, I am connected. I am ready. I am already known. And your heart echoes back, yes, yes, yes. The thread is real, because energy is real, and love is energy long before it is formed. You do not manifest love by wishing. You manifest it by becoming someone who trusts that they are already held, already chosen, already magnetized to the one who is ready to see them. You don't try to tug the thread tighter. You relax into its grace. You let it stretch as it needs to, because it never breaks. It holds you both through the dark, through the waiting, through becoming. And every night you return to this frequency, this vibration of quiet, radiant love. The thread grows warmer, brighter, more magnetic. You may not know their name, but your energy remembers them. Your field already makes space for them. Your pillow already holds room for where their energy will someday lie beside yours. You trust that. You feel it now, not as a longing, as a certainty. Love is not on its way. It is already moving, already being drawn by the version of you who is resting tonight like someone who believes. You are that someone. You imagine the thread now wrapping gently around your heart. Not to bind, but to remind. It pulses with truth. You are lovable. You are enough. You are already in motion toward what you were made to receive. You breathe into that. You allow it to settle, not in your mind, in your bones. You're not hoping anymore. You're remembering. And just before you drift into sleep, you feel it, that soft tug again. The heartbeat on the other end. And you smile, because you know even across time, even across silence, even across the dark, the invisible thread never lets go. You are floating now, somewhere between thought and dream, between now and next, between what has been and what is gently arriving. And all around you, not seen, but deeply felt, is a vibration, a quiet hum, a sacred signal. It's not asking, it's not reaching, it's not chasing, it's welcoming. You are no longer waiting for love. You are becoming the place it belongs. Tonight, you become home. Home for the kind of love that doesn't pass through, but stays. The kind of love that exhales when it finds you, that rests, that roots. You feel that vibration now, not loud, not intense, but steady. Like a slow heartbeat beneath the floor of your life. It says, welcome home. And it starts with you, welcoming yourself, all of you, the soft parts, the aching parts, the radiant, ready parts. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are choosing now to be a space where love finds peace. You picture your heart not just as a muscle, but as a room. A sacred room with soft light and warm air and walls made of trust. In that room, you light a candle. You fluff a pillow, you open the door, not for anyone specific, but for love itself. You say, with no words, love, you can rest here, you are safe here, you are home here. This is the welcome home vibration. It is not desperate. It is not waiting at the window. It is setting the table even before the guest has knocked, because the guest is already on the way. The match to your frequency is already moving, already shifting, already listening. Love doesn't need a map. It needs a feeling, a signal that says, I am no longer seeking from lack. I am offering from fullness. You feel that fullness now rising from within, not placed from without. You become a sanctuary for yourself, for your future connection, for the version of you that no longer begs for what is already on its way. You lie still, but your energy expands, not outward, inward. You wrap yourself in presence, in openness, in welcome. And as you do, something begins to shift in the unseen. You can't name it, you don't need to, but something has turned. Something has softened. Love has noticed, because you've created a frequency it recognizes. It can smell it in the air. It can feel it in the silence. You are no longer guarded. You are no longer masked. You are simply ready. You're not promising to be perfect. You're promising to be real, to be whole in your humanness, to be soft in your expectations, to be honest in your heart. That vibration, the vibration of welcome, reaches farther than effort ever could. You are not a lighthouse screaming into the night. You are a hearth glowing in the distance. You do not flash, you flicker, steady, safe, inviting. Love moves toward that kind of light, because love wants to land, not crash. It wants to stay, not struggle. And you have become the place it stays. You breathe into that now. Feel it in your body. Feel your hips sink deeper into the bed. Feel your chest rise, not with pressure, but with presence. You no longer wait for someone to knock. You trust that what's meant already has the key, and when it arrives, not as fantasy, but as form, you'll recognize it by how peaceful it feels, because it will match your peace, your ease, your glow. There's no fixing left to do, no more polishing, only being, only breathing, only staying in this open, soft, receptive place. The frequency of home is the frequency of enough. You are not asking, where is my person? You are whispering, when they're ready, I'll be here, soft, clear, and already in love with my own stillness. You breathe that in now. You imagine your whole body wrapped in golden light, not as armor, as welcome. That light moves out like a ripple. It moves through space. It moves through timelines. It moves through hearts that are slowly waking up to your pull. And somewhere not far, not close, but always meant, someone feels it. They pause, they smile, they don't know why, but their soul does. You've sent out no signal. You've become the signal, and that is all that's needed. You rest now in the knowing that love is no longer a visitor. It is a return. It is a remembering. It is a homecoming. And you, sweet dreamer, are the home. You whisper one last thought as your body slips further into surrender. Love doesn't need to be chased. It only needs a place to land. You are lying still now, not to sleep, not yet, but to return to a place your body has always known, a place beneath the noise, beneath the rush, beneath the ache. The place of calm, where healing begins. Not from pills, not from force, but from frequency. Your body doesn't heal through logic. It heals through feeling. And tonight, you are becoming the feeling it needs most. Calm, peace, safety. You take a breath, soft, slow, and your cells sigh in relief. Not because you're fixing anything, but because you've stopped bracing. The body can only repair what it believes is safe to touch. And tonight, it believes you are not at war with your body. You are not separate from it. You are its home, and it is yours. You feel it now. The quiet pulse of presence in your fingers, in your chest, in your legs. Every part of you is listening for permission. Permission to rest, permission to release, permission to heal. And you offer it now, not in words, but in stillness. But in stillness. Stillness says you are safe here. You are held. You can begin again. You imagine your body as a field, wide open, bathed in moonlight. Soft breezes move through it. Nothing clenched, nothing broken, just gentle repair. No one sees it happening. It doesn't need to be seen. Healing doesn't need attention. It needs allowance. You are allowing now. Each breath is an invitation. Come back. Come home. Come heal. You imagine the inside of your body not as organs, but as rivers of light, flowing, unblocked, carrying nutrients, carrying energy, carrying peace. There are no blockages here. No resistance, only movement. Only flow. You let your awareness rest on the places that once felt tight. Maybe your jaw, your neck, your belly. You don't judge them. You don't fix them. You just offer them breath, and they respond. Because your body is not stubborn. It is loyal. It waits for your signal. And tonight, your signal is softness. You are telling your body, you can stop protecting me. You can stop holding the past. You can stop carrying tension that doesn't belong here anymore. And the body listens because it remembers. It remembers what peace feels like. It remembers what healing feels like. It remembers the blueprint of perfect health. It has never forgotten. Only pause. And now it resumes with every slow exhale. It returns to its wisdom. You are not doing this with willpower. You are doing it with surrender. You are not asking your body to perform. You are inviting it to return, to softness, to flow, to calm. You feel the shift now. The way your spine releases into the mattress. The way your breath deepens without instruction. The way your energy spreads out like warm tea and cool water. You are becoming the field where healing is inevitable. Because healing isn't always dramatic. It's quiet. It happens when no one is watching. It happens when you are sleeping. It happens when your only job is to feel good. So you feel good now, not by reaching for joy, but by relaxing into peace. You remember now that the nervous system is your tuning fork. And tonight, you tune it gently. With breath, with stillness, with the thought, I am already mending. You place your hand wherever your body asks for attention. Not to fix, but to witness, to bless, to offer warmth instead of worry. That's all healing ever asks for. Not panic, not fear, not control. Just warmth, just faith, just presence. You give that now. And your body says thank you, not in words. In waves. Waves of soft release moving through joints, through muscles, through layers you didn't even know were holding. It all lets go now. Not because you commanded it, but because you became safe enough for release to happen. This is the medicine your body trusts. Calm, repetition, gentle attention, unconditional love. And you offer it all just by being here. Still, warm, willing. You don't ask when you'll feel better. You just know you already are. Because healing isn't an event. It's a vibration. And you are that vibration now. Not healing in the future. Healing here, in the now, in the night, in the breath that doesn't rush. You feel that breath. And with every rise and fall, you return. You return to the version of you who trusts their body again. Who doesn't question its ability to restore. Who partners with it instead of punishing it. This version of you, they rest like medicine. They sleep like ceremony. They rise, not in effort, but in grace, and you are already them. You don't have to become. You only have to remember. So you lie back now, even deeper. Your body melting into the mattress, your field opening like petals. At dusk. And as you close your eyes, you offer this final whisper, not a demand, but a prayer. Body, you are free to heal now. I will not rush you. I will not doubt you. I will not forget that you are already doing the impossible. Quietly, the light is dim now. The air is hushed. You are no longer in the day, no longer in the doing. You are on the edge of something holy. Sleep, not just a pause, not just recovery, but a ceremony. And tonight, you step into it with reverence, with intention, with the knowing that this is where healing sings its quietest song. You are not just falling asleep. You are entering the sacred temple of your own regeneration. Your breath is the incense. Your heartbeat is the drum. Your stillness is the offering. Sleep is not separate from your desires. It is the soil in which they take root. It is where your vibration resets and rises without your mind interfering. You surrender to that now. You are not falling behind as you rest. You are aligning. You are remembering the rhythm of all things that grow slowly, softly. In the dark, you imagine now that sleep is a doorway. Beyond it, a realm where your body repairs and your soul reorders everything you've asked for into. A divine blueprint. You don't need to know how. You only need to lie down like someone who trusts the ceremony. You let the covers wrap around you like sacred robes. You close your eyes like drawing the curtains on a day well lived. And you begin to feel the sacred shift as the conscious mind quiets. And the subconscious begins to glow. It glows now. Not with thoughts, but with frequencies, with soft golden waves of permission, of release, of divine yes. You are not wasting time by sleeping. You are stepping aside so the universe can arrange miracles without your interruption. You feel that now, how the air around you begins to hum, how your skin feels less like barrier and more like a channel. Everything softens, everything expands. This is not just rest, it is recalibration. You are tuning yourself to the frequency of wholeness, to the rhythm of trust, to the silence in which real change begins. You lie here, in this gentle knowing. While I sleep, my body heals me. While I dream, my desires come closer. While I rest, my vibration rises. You do not have to do anything. The ceremony takes over now. You imagine cells glowing quietly, tiny lanterns of light repairing, restoring, remembering their perfection. You imagine your heart sending ripples through your blood, carrying peace to every organ, every tissue, every memory that still holds fear. You imagine your mind floating down, like a feather finding the earth dot, and all the while, the ceremony continues, unseen, uninterrupted, unfolding in perfect harmony. You lie here not as a patient, but as a priest, the co-creator, a sacred witness to the magic of surrender. You feel no urgency now, no need to force clarity. The mind has handed over the reins, and in the stillness, your inner world blooms. You are dreaming now, not in pictures, but in frequency. You are dreaming of wellness, of vitality, of ease. You don't need to visualize a perfect body. You only need to feel what it would be like to live inside peace. You feel it now, from your toes to your scalp. Not a buzz, but a quiet, pulsing steadiness. This is the rhythm of the body in ceremony, not rushing, not demanding, just remembering its own sacred design. And you are the honored guest at this private ritual. The body wraps you gently in silence. It says, let me show you what I can do when you stop asking how. So you stop. You surrender. You let sleep take you like a river, guiding you back to the source. You float now, not upward, not away, but inward, into the calm you were born with, into the grace you never lost, into the sleep that knows exactly how to bless you. You trust it, you let it, you whisper. Just once, sleep. I am ready to heal now. Do what only you can do. And with that, you go deeper, not into unconsciousness, into communion. And the ceremony continues, quiet, beautiful, uninterrupted, because you, sweet soul, have finally remembered that every night you lay your head down, you enter the temple of your own becoming. Tonight, you are not just resting, you are remembering, not just who you are, but what you carry, a light, a medicine, a sacred power long forgotten but never lost. You are the healer you've been waiting for. And tonight, you let that version of you rise, gently, softly, wrapped in moonlight and grace. No fanfare, no effort, just the quiet knowing your presence is the remedy. You place your hand over your heart now, not to fix, not to judge, only to feel. Feel the warmth you are capable of, the calm you can give yourself, the safety you can create without anyone else's permission. This is the healer, not a role, a rhythm, a vibration that says, I listen, I honor, I allow. You are not here to fight the body. You are here to speak its language. Not with words, with attention, with stillness, with reverence. You tune in now to the places within that whisper for care. Not screaming, not demanding, just asking, will you sit with me now? Will you hold me here? Will you love me, even if I'm not fixed? And you say yes. Not with your voice, with your breath, with your quiet willingness to stay present. This is the healer's way. You imagine now that your hands hold a light, not harsh, not blinding, but golden, gentle. Like honey on skin, you bring that light to your body's tired places, to the grief stored in your chest, to the tension in your neck, to the old stories in your belly. And you don't tell them to go. You let them melt, because healing doesn't demand departure. It allows reunion, a reunion with truth, with trust, with softness. You are not erasing pain, you are witnessing it into peace. You do not ask your body to perform, you ask it to feel, to release, to return to its natural state, which is harmony. You are harmony now, you are coherence. You are a calm hum in a world full of static, and your body responds. Bonds, cells align, nervous systems reset, immune responses whisper, yes, yes, we remember. Because the healer was never outside you, never in the next treatment, never in the next opinion. It was in this space, this breath, this sacred silence where you finally believed you were enough to soothe yourself. You whisper now, inside your own being, I've got you. You don't have to carry this alone. Let it go here, with me. And you feel it, the old weight sliding away, not dumped, dissolved out by presence, by love, by the gentle touch of someone who truly sees, and that someone is you. You are not waiting for a healer to arrive. You have become the one you lie down beside. You rest now not just in stillness, but in devotion to your body, to your breath, to your becoming. You see now that every time you offer kindness to your aching joints, to your weary muscles, to your anxious thoughts, you offer more than comfort. You offer transformation, because kindness is the alchemy, compassion is the catalyst, and you are full of both, not by accident, but by nature. You were born with this healing frequency. It was never taken, only buried. And now, as you lie here, softer than ever, more open than ever, it rises again. You don't need to be trained to be a healer. You only need to be present and unafraid to love what hurts. You do that now, and the healing begins again, deeper this time, more complete, because you've made peace with not knowing the outcome, and that peace is the portal. You breathe in now as the healer, and breathe out as the healed. You are both. You've always been both. You rest beside yourself tonight as a friend, a guide, a gentle witness to your own sacred unfolding. You imagine that light again, soft and golden, spreading through your bed, your room. Your energy field. It doesn't burn. It blesses, and everything it touches returns to truth, to flow, to wellness. You lie here, not as someone in need, but as someone finally giving themselves what they've needed all along, love without condition. That love flows now through your nervous system, through your dreams, through the night itself. It carries you gently into the deepest rest, where miracles are quiet, and healing has no deadline. You let go now, not of hope, but of effort, and in its place rises the soft mantra of the inner healer. I am safe, I am whole, I am held. You don't say it aloud, you are it, and with that, you fall even deeper into the sleep that wraps you in your own gentle hands. The healer is here. They always were, and they are staying with you tonight until morning and beyond. You are here now, safe, still, wrapped in quiet. Kind of quiet that doesn't echo, it glows tonight. You begin to understand something that the world forgets. Abundance doesn't rush, it drifts. It doesn't crash through doors, it floats in slow and golden, like sunbeams finding their way through morning curtains. And you are no longer chasing it. You are becoming it. You rest now not to escape lack, but to tune your entire being to the currency of calm. That's where prosperity lives, not in noise, not in force, but in softness, in trust, in rhythms that breathe rather than break. You take. Breath is not a demand, it's an invitation. Each inhale says, I'm ready. Each exhale says, I release. And in this sacred exchange, something shifts, something opens, something aligns. You are aligning now, not with the idea of money, but with the essence of abundance. And abundance feels like this ease, this slowness, this gentle certainty that what is meant will arrive, not because you chase it, but because you become a match for its peace. You drift now, not away, but deeper, into a frequency so soft, so subtle that the world can't track it, but your soul does. It knows this place, the place where enoughness isn't earned, it's remembered. The place where wealth isn't something outside you, but something you radiate when you feel safe to stop running. You feel safe now. You feel still, and in that stillness, a quiet glow begins to build. Not in your bank account, in your body, in your breath, in the soft air around you. This is the glow of receivership. Not desperate, not expectant, just open like a warm bowl, set out in the rain, knowing something sweet is coming, not begging, welcoming. You are welcoming now, not just money, but ease, not just resources, but rhythm, not just riches, but rest, because prosperity that costs your peace isn't wealth, it's weight. And tonight you set that weight down. You let the pressure go. You let the timelines dissolve. You let the how fall away. And what remains is this golden hum around your energy. It says you are already rich in all the ways that matter. Because you feel that more is already on its way. You lie here now not as a seeker, but as a signal, a gentle beacon calling in everything that matches your calm. You imagine abundance not as stacks of bills, but as a soft river flowing. Always flowing toward stillness, toward trust, toward you. Because you've stopped trying to force the stream, you've become a bank wide enough to hold it. And it arrives now, not in thunder, in ripples, in whispers, in tiny golden yeses. You won't even need to chase, your vibration already sent the invitation. And abundance RSVP'd with silence and grace. You breathe into that now, that knowing, that glow. You feel your body become the field in which wealth plants itself. You are no longer asking. You are allowing. No longer trying, just trusting you. Drift now, soft and steady, on the current of your own enoughness. And this current carries you not away from life, but deeper into it. Into the part where good things start to find you. Because you are no longer trying to impress the universe, you are loving it. You are aligning with it. You are mirroring it. And the universe recognizes its own. It sees you tonight. It smiles. It nods, and it begins moving the pieces. You do not have to see the path. You only have to stay here, soft, open, ready. You whisper now, not to beg, but to bless. I am ready for the life that feels like this, slow, safe, satisfying. And the universe whispers back, then let it come. You are no longer the builder, you are the field. And the field is blooming, even now, even in sleep, especially in sleep, because when you release resistance, the door swings open on its own, and tonight, sweet soul, you are lying in the doorway, bathed in the golden quiet of everything you already are. You are not asking tonight. You are having, not pretending, not forcing, just gently becoming what you've already called in. You lie here now, and the room is quiet, but your energy is not. It glows softly, like a heart left burning through the night. You are no longer a seeker. You are the signal. And this is the gentle pull of having, not a chase, but a warmth, not a demand, but an invitation. You breathe in, not to receive something new, but to feel what's already here. Peace, security, fullness. You are not waiting for money to feel rich. You are letting yourself feel rich so money has a reason to arrive. Because money moves where it feels safe, and you are becoming a sanctuary, a place where abundance can come in, set its bags down, and stay a while. You don't need to know the numbers. You need to know the feeling. And that feeling is here now. It's soft, steady, not loud, not grand. Just a hum low and golden vibrating through your chest. It says you have, you are, you hold. You lie back into that, into the awareness that so many of the things you once begged for are now part of your every breath. Your comfort, your safety, your wisdom, your power. You have more than you remember. And the more you notice it, the more of it comes. This is the law of having. It begins with thank you, so softly now as your body sinks deeper. You whisper the things you hold. I have a body that still tries. I have a bed that holds me. I have breath that returns without asking. I have dreams that still show up at my door. You don't rush this list. You don't need to. Gratitude doesn't bloom under pressure. It blooms in noticing, and tonight you notice every breath, a reminder of provision, every blink. A nod to grace. You feel your mind slow, not stop, but soften. It stops scanning for what's missing and starts settling into what is. What is always enough for more to come, because when the universe sees you holding, it brings more. Not out of pity, out of resonance. Having is a frequency, and tonight you are tuned to it. You imagine now your aura, your field, expanding like soft velvet into the room. It doesn't shout. It doesn't beg. It glows. You are glowing now from the inside out with the quiet certainty that life is responding, that provision is in motion, that all you need to do is stay in the frequency of already. You feel into that now. This is what already feels like. Calm chest, loose shoulders, soft belly, an open hand, not reaching, just resting. You are the open hand tonight, and into it, the universe places small things, a new idea, a softened heart, a call that leads to something more. A door you didn't knock on because it was already opening. You don't control the how, you hold the readiness, and the how reveals itself. That's the magic of having. It is magnetic, not mechanical. You do not need 1,000 steps. You need one frequency. The frequency of having says, it's already mine and I am already it. You feel that in your bones now, not a mantra, a knowing. It doesn't flutter, it doesn't wobble. It rests, you rest with it, and you begin to remember. Abundance isn't given to those who want it most. It's given to those who feel it first. Feel it first. And you feel it now, not because your reality is perfect, but because your perception is peaceful. You lie back further, letting the mattress receive your weight like the universe receives your trust. There is nothing more to prove, no more convincing to do. You are no longer a petition, you are a confirmation. Everything you've been building toward is folding into your field, not with noise, with grace. The timing you no longer question, you say yes now, not to a wish, to a reality already in motion. You say yes to the flow, yes to the fullness, yes to the life that feels like this. And the universe says you've always had it. You just forgot. Tonight you remember. And in remembering, you received out not because you tried harder, but because you let go of needing to try. This is the gentle pull of having, not a push, not a plan, a pull. It pulls everything sweet into your orbit like the tide returning to a calm and sacred shore. You are that shore tonight, and the tide is on its way. You are not calling in chaos. You are not manifesting noise. You are not asking for more if it means your peace must be sold to get it tonight. You ask only for what fits, only what flows, only what feels safe in your nervous system's rhythm. This is true wealth, not just numbers, not just accolades, not just gain. Wealth that moves at your pace, wealth that whispers instead of shouts, wealth that sits beside you like a warm, trusted friend who never asks you to be anyone but yourself. You lie here now, not speeding up, slowing down, because abundance that overstimulates, that overwhelms, that burns instead of warms is not aligned. So you let that kind of wealth go, you thank it, and you release it, and in its place, you invite a softer richness, the kind you receive instead of chase, kind that matches you as you are. This wealth feels different. It's not loud, it's not addictive. It doesn't raise your pulse out, it steadies it. You breathe now like someone who already has enough. Because you do, because you are not enough. Right now, in this exact breath, your nervous system knows this is true, and it begins to relax. It begins to open. It begins to hum with a new kind of readiness. Not readiness for action, but readiness for ease, for flow, for receptivity. You are becoming magnetic now, not because you are doing more, because you are doing less, and being more. Being calm, being clear, being open. You imagine your body as a gentle tuning fork. Each inhale sending ripples of safety down your spine. Each exhale clearing out the old belief that wealth requires your sacrifice. It doesn't. Not anymore. Not in this new world you're creating. In this world, prosperity arrives softly, with timing that honors your flow, with steps that align with your joy, with signals that feel like serendipity, not stress. You feel into that now. You picture money as golden leaves floating on a stream. And you are no longer chasing the stream. You are resting in it. You are letting it carry you. Because wealth that matches your nervous system isn't just a number, it's a pace, a texture, a frequency. You tune to it now. You whisper, show me the opportunities that bring peace with profit. Show me the paths where income feels like inspiration. Show me the version of me who doesn't compromise health for success, and the universe answers. Not with noise, but with nudges, with signs. With timing so smooth you barely notice it, only feel its rightness. This is how true wealth feels. Like alignment, like breath, like coming home. You are coming home now to a relationship with money that your body can trust. One that doesn't trigger panic. One that doesn't spark overthinking. One that feels like a gentle, golden conversation, not a demand. You lie deeper now, and with every breath, you send a new message to your inner world. It's safe to receive. It's safe to hold. It's safe to grow. It's safe to slow down while everything speeds up around me. You're no longer sensing to the world's tempo. You're sensing to your truth. And prosperity respects that. It adjusts for that. It prefers that because money loves a steady heart. And tonight, your heart is steady. You let the mattress hold you. You let your body float. And you say to yourself, I am building a life my body can stay in. I am building wealth my peace can stay with. And that kind of wealth lasts because it doesn't burn you out. It builds you up. It doesn't rush you. It respects you. And it's arriving now, not all at once, not to overwhelm, but gently like rainfall that feeds the roots without flooding the soil. You lie here now and you are the soil, rich, receptive, ready, not because of what you've done, but because of what you've allowed. You've allowed calm to be the calling card, and that calm is bringing more than wealth, it's bringing well-being. You breathe in both now. You don't need to choose. You can be calm and successful. You can be slow and still aligned. You can be gentle and still magnetic. This is your new truth, and your nervous system sings it now in soft, wordless pulses. It hums, we're safe, we're free, we're already home, and in that home, wealth visits. Not as a stranger, as a friend, a partner, a guest that stays. You drift now deeper into this knowing. You let your body become the blueprint for a rich, rested life. As your eyes close, you smile inwardly, because finally, wealth feels like a lullaby, not a storm dawn in the sweet soul, is the greatest richness of all. You lie down tonight not just to rest, but to release, not just to fall asleep, but to fall free. Because somewhere inside, quiet and unseen, there's a weight, a memory, a moment that still whispers, this shouldn't have happened. But tonight, you no longer carry that alone. Tonight, the healing begins, not loud, not rushed, but soft. Like fog lifting from a field in early light. You're not here to forget, you are here to forgive. And forgiveness is not a favor to them, it is freedom for you. You let your breath begin it. Inhale lightness, exhale release, not everything at once. Just the first layer, just enough to begin. This is the place where the weight begins to lift. You feel your shoulders drop, your jaw unclench, your chest widen, like your heart is taking off its armor. Because tonight, you don't need protection. You need peace, and peace comes when you no longer grip the pain like proof. You don't need to prove you were hurt, you were. And still, you choose to let go. You let go for your sleep. You let go for your breath. You let go so your body can finally stop bracing for something that's already gone. You breathe again, and this time your body believes you. It says, yes, we're done carrying this now. You picture the memory, not to relive it, just to bless it. To walk it to the door and say, thank you for the lesson. You may go now. You feel it leave, not like a scream, like a feather on a slow wind, and in its place a space opens. Not empty, clean, quiet, sacred, the kind of space where new peace can land. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing your freedom over your fury. It means choosing rest over resentment. It means choosing to sleep tonight without dragging every old story under the covers with you. You don't need them, you never did. Your past does not need to be rewritten for you to rest. It only needs to be released. So you release it now. You release the image. You release the replay. You release the should have. You release the tight script you've rehearsed 1,000 nights. And you choose this instead. This softness, this stillness, this self. The self that is not defined by what happened, but by how beautifully you are letting it go. You lie deeper now, and your breath becomes a balm. It moves through the old ache like warm light melting ice, and you feel it, the lift, the shift, the loosening. This is the forgiveness frequency. It does not shout. It does not shame. It sings. It soothes. It sets you free from the inside out. And as you drift, you realize forgiveness is not just for people. It's for versions of you that didn't know better. It's for choices you made in fear. It's for words you said when your soul was tired. It's for the pauses you took when you needed more time. You forgive you now, all of you. The younger you, the angrier you, the confused you, the trying their best you. All of them held, heard, healed. You whisper, I forgive you, and your body exhales, like it's been waiting for that softness for years. You're no longer punishing yourself in the name of progress. You are parenting yourself in the name of peace. And in this peace, the weight lifts again, another layer, another exhale. You are getting lighter, not smaller, more spacious. You are not empty, you are clear. And in that clarity, love returns. Kind of love that has no demands, no scores to settle, no wounds to reopen, not just presence, just grace, just rest. You rest in that now, wrapped in blankets. Yes, but also wrapped in mercy, the mercy of starting again. The mercy of not having to carry what already happened. The mercy of forgiving without needing to be asked. That mercy is a miracle, and it is inside you now, pulsing softly, glowing gently, lifting, lifting, lifting. You don't need to know what comes next. You only need to feel how light this moment is becoming. You're not a wound. You're not a memory. You are not a regret. You are a clearing, a field, a new wind with nothing left to carry but peace. And that is where you fall asleep now. Not in the weight, but in the lightness that remains when the weight is gone. Gone. You lie here now, not to fix yourself, but to face yourself, gently, lovingly, like meeting a child you once were and saying, I'm so sorry I didn't know how to hold you. This is the night you give yourself what no one else did. Not excuses, not explanations, just a soft, honest apology. You don't need to be blamed to be forgiven. You don't need to be broken to be met with compassion. You only need to be willing to lay down judgment and pick up kindness instead. So you pick it up now, that kindness. You place it over your heart. Like a warm blanket stitched in grace, you close your eyes and return to yourself, to the moments you rushed, the moments you froze, the ones you wish you'd said more or said less, the nights you numbed, The mornings you judged, you go back there, not to dwell, to soothe, to say the thing you've been waiting to hear. I'm sorry I made you feel like you had to do everything alone. I'm sorry I was harsher with you than anyone else ever was. I'm sorry I doubted your worth just because someone else didn't see it. And as you say it, you feel the walls inside you soften. This is not regret, this is repair. The kind that doesn't shame, the kind that doesn't scold, the kind that says, I finally see you. I'm here now, you are here now, for yourself. Not the polished version, not the improved one. Just the tender human who tried, who survived, who still carries echoes of guilt for simply not being perfect. Tonight, you let that echo fade, because guilt is not your guide. Shame is not your teacher. Only love gets to stay. You imagine now yourself at a younger age. Maybe as a child, maybe just last year, maybe yesterday that you see them. The version of you who hurt, who made mistakes, who thought their pain was their punishment, and you go to them, you kneel beside them, and you whisper, you were never meant to carry that alone. I'm here now. I've got you. Let's rest. And that younger self, that aching self, melts down not because they're fixed, because they're finally held. You feel that holding now, not from outside, from within. You are your own homecoming, and that apology becomes an embrace. Wordless, worthy, warm. This is how you begin to trust yourself again, not through promises, through presence, through moments like this, quiet, honest, whole. You breathe now, and with every exhale you let go of the old stories. I should have known better. I messed it all up. I always ruin things. No, not tonight, not tonight. You say, I was learning. I was human. I was loving the only way I knew how. And that is enough, more than enough. Because what matters is not the stumble, it's the return. And you are returning now to love. To love for yourself that asks nothing in return. That doesn't need evidence. That doesn't need results. Only willingness, only softness, only truth. You whisper again, I forgive you. I love you. I'm not leaving again. And in that whisper, your whole body listens. Your chest loosens. Your jaw unhooks. Your thoughts slow. Like when passing through trees instead of storms tearing them down. You are safe now. Not because nothing went wrong, but because you no longer punish yourself. For what did, you lie deeper now. Wrapped in the truth that you are more than what happened. You are who stayed, who showed up again, who is learning how to love without armor. And in this softness, you become magnetic again. Because the law of attraction responds not to effort, but to energy. And tonight, your energy is forgiveness. Your energy is gentleness. Your energy is healing. You don't need to visualize success. You don't need to fix anything. Just rest in this new rhythm where your soul is allowed to be human and whole at the same time. You breathe now like someone finally allowed to rest in their own heart, not in judgment, not in perfection, just in truth. And the truth is, you did not fail. You grew. You didn't fall apart. You unfolded. You didn't waste time. You softened into wisdom, and you carry that wisdom now. Like a lullaby inside your chest. It says, it's okay. It always was. You can sleep now. And so you do, not in guilt, not in fixing, just in the peace that comes. Your long-awaited apology to yourself. You are softer now. Not because the world became kinder, but because you did. To yourself, you arrive here, in this breath, in this space, in this night, as someone no longer pushing love away with unseen walls. Tonight, you open gently, bravely, slowly, not because someone asked you to, not because it's time, but because your heart is ready to receive without flinching. Receiving begins not with the hands, but with the heart. And your heart, dear soul, has been whispering for years, I am ready. I am ready to let it in. Let what in? Everything. Kindness, joy, abundance, ease, unconditional love, especially the kind you used to turn away, not because you didn't want it, but because some old part of you was still protecting the wound, instead of welcoming the gift. But tonight, the wound is resting, the armor is off, and you lie here with nothing to prove and everything to receive. You are not blocked. You are blooming. And blooming takes trust. Trust that the soil is enough. Trust that the sun will return. Trust that what's meant will unfold in the warmth of your openness. So you open now, not wide. Just enough. Enough to let the light in. Enough to let the blessings arrive without guilt. Because guilt is not required to be worthy. Your openness is enough. Your softness is sacred. You lie here, And you whisper to the universe, I am ready to receive what loves me back. I am ready to receive what doesn't need me to shrink. I am ready to receive with a heart that doesn't brace. And the universe listens. Because the universe never punishes softness, it flows toward it. You feel that flow now, a slow golden current, moving toward you, not as reward, but as reflection you have forgiven. You have released, and now you receive. You picture it, not things, feelings, moments. Someone holding your hand without condition, a message that lights your day. A doorway you didn't know you were waiting for, a truth that finally lands with grace. These are not accidents, they are returns. And they arrive when your heart is open enough to stay. You let go now of the belief that receiving is selfish or dangerous or temporary. You affirm instead, receiving is natural, receiving is holy, receiving is how the universe breathes through me. And your body responds. With a deeper inhale, with a quieter mind, with a chest that no longer tightens at the thought of too much. There is no too much. There is only match, and you are becoming a match for ease. For sweetness, for wealth that doesn't rattle, for love that doesn't ask you to bend. You feel that now. The heart is a magnet, not a fortress, and into that magnet comes everything you used to think was just for others. Rest, safety, delight, wholeness. All of it for you, not because you earned it, but because you finally let it in. You no longer need a reason to receive. You only need a rhythm, and your rhythm is soft now, like waves coming home to shore. You lie back into this receiving, and it holds you like you've always wanted to be held. You don't rush it, you don't chase it, you don't question it. You receive, and with each breath, you open more, a petal, a prayer. Promise to stay open even if the world doesn't always understand, because you understand. You understand what happens when the heart stops clenching, when the soul stops apologizing, when the body no longer flinches at its own glow. What happens is this: miracles, everyday ones, sudden ones, quiet ones. Kind that feel like home without explanation. You fall into that now, into the home that lives inside your openness, and you say, not to anyone else, but to yourself, I'm not afraid of being loved anymore. I'm not afraid of ease anymore. I'm not afraid of the good things arriving. You're not afraid because you've cleared the space, you've softened the field. You've forgiven the past, and now there is room for the present to bloom. And so it does not in flashes, in pulses, in slow, golden waves. You don't even need to notice it. Just stay here, stay soft, stay open, and let the universe do what it's always wanted to do, give you more than you thought you could hold. And tonight, you can hold it, not tightly, but fully, because your heart is not clenched anymore. It's curved like a bowl, ready to be filled with everything that matches its gentle beat. And in that beat, you fall asleep, receiving, welcoming, open. You don't need to rush. You don't need to force. Tonight, you are not launching a dream, you are planting it. There is a difference. One strains upward, trying to burst through before the soil is ready. The other sinks in quiet, trusting, unseen, knowing that all things begin in the dark. You lie here now, not to make it happen, but to lay it down, to tuck your dream into soft soil and cover it with breath, with warmth, with trust. The seed doesn't shout. It doesn't ask, when will I bloom? It simply rests wrapped in stillness, watered by patience. So tonight, you let your dream rest too. You don't dissect it. You don't plan every step. You simply whisper, this is what I long for. This is what I'm willing to wait for. And then you place it gently into the earth of your being, right there in your chest. A soft patch of soil behind your ribs, waiting to hold something sacred you breathe in. With that breath, you nestle the wish into place. It doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be honest. And yours is so honest, so quiet, so real, so real. You don't need to tell the world. The soil already knows. The universe already heard. And now, you rest. You stop digging it up to check if it's growing. You stop questioning if it's too late. You just breathe. You breathe for the dream. That is no longer a request, but a reality in progress. You lie deeper now, and your body becomes a garden. Your heart, the sunlight. Your breath, the rain. Your stillness, the sacred space that lets it all take root. This is the law of gestation. The divine truth that everything unfolds in divine timing, not rushed, not delayed, just right. You are no longer the clock. You are the keeper of the seed. And keepers don't force, they trust. So you trust now. That even as you sleep, life is aligning, paths are forming, support is stirring. Not because you push, but because you place, because you believe, because you let go. Letting go is not forgetting, letting go is saying, I've done my part, now. I let the universe do hers. You're doing that now. Your fingers uncurl, your mind slows. Your energy releases the grip it didn't even know it was holding. And what's left is openness. Tender, fertile openness where magic can find you, you imagine. The seed now, resting, not breaking through, just breathing in the dark dot. It's not behind. It's not stuck. It's simply becoming. And so are you. You let yourself become now, a place where dreams are safe. A place where timelines aren't weapons. Where trust grows stronger than impatience. You lie here. And with every heartbeat, the seed hears you say, take your time. I'll be here. I believe in your quiet becoming. And the universe hears that too. It hears your patience, and patience is power. Stillness is a spell. And trust is the frequency where miracles unfold. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to prove you're ready. You are ready because you're willing to let it take the time it needs. You fall further into your pillow. The world fades and the seed grows, not in ways you can see, but in ways you can feel. The ground is shifting. The roots are forming. Path is preparing itself to greet your dream at just the right moment. And you are resting. You are not the builder tonight. You are the believer. You are the dreamer who lays the wish into soft soil and says, I don't need to see it bloom tonight. I only need to know it's alive. It is alive, and you are, too, alive with a kind of hope that doesn't demand. It simply trusts, and with that trust you sleep, with empty hands, but a full heart, because tonight, you remembered the seed does not bloom because you stare at it. It blooms because you love it enough to leave it alone. Darkness is not a mistake. It is not a punishment. It is a place where beginnings root, where becoming begins. Tonight, you are held in that darkness, not lost in it. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where the seed must be before it can rise under the surface. In the quiet, surrounded by stillness that feels like nothing but holds everything. This is not the absence of movement. This is the preparation. This is where the dream learns how to hold itself, how to grow beneath what's seen, how to strengthen without applause. You lie back and let the dark do its work. You feel your breath as the gentle hands that say to the seed, you're safe here. You don't have to bloom to be real. You don't have to rush to be worthy. The soil doesn't shout instructions. It simply surrounds. It holds. It keeps the seed warm while the roots reach deep. And your soul, too, has roots reaching, not up, down into memory, into trust, into deeper places than you've dared to sit in daylight. This dark, it knows you, and it does not fear you. It is not emptiness, it is womb. The place where something sacred takes shape, not because you push, but because you allow so you allow now. You allow what cannot be seen to still be sacred. You allow what cannot be named to still be known. You lie still, and in your stillness, the roots keep growing in directions you cannot track, towards strength you didn't know you needed, because one day this dream will bloom, and when it does, it will need roots strong enough to hold the joy. And joy, when it finally arrives, is heaviest of all. It must be rooted deep to stay. So tonight, you trust the dark. You trust that the no's were redirections, that the silence was a cradle, that the not yet was a sacred pause. You trust that something is becoming more solid even as it seems invisible. You don't need to explain this to anyone, only to your own heart, the quiet space that still wonders if waiting is weakness. It's not. Waiting is wisdom, and you are wise. So wise, you can now say, I don't need evidence to believe. I don't need daylight to feel growth. I trust the darkness because this is where roots are born. You lie deeper now, and your body begins to remember that even in sleep, there's becoming. The seed does not worry. It just allows, and you are the seed tonight. Soft, still, certain in your own unseen momentum. You are not stuck. You are sinking into truth, into trust, into timelines that serve your peace. You lie in the dark and you stop measuring progress with your eyes. You feel it instead in your heartbeat, in your breath, in the fact that tonight you didn't give up. You let go. And that letting go is not the end of the story. It's the first true chapter. The one where life takes over and begins writing back. You're not the only one wishing. The dream is wishing for you too, and it's reaching. Right now, through roots, through vibrations through timelines you can't even see yet. And when it reaches you, it will fit because you gave it time to grow in the dark. You gave it time to match your nervous system, your rhythm, your truth. You gave it what it needed most, a patient heart, an open vessel, a soul that said, I don't just want the dream, I want the dream that's right for me. And that's the one that's coming, not the fast one. The true one, you feel it now, not as a flash, but as a hum, a low, sweet current beneath your skin saying, I'm growing, I'm forming, I'm almost ready. You don't know how, you don't know when, but you do know this, you are being met, not tomorrow, not someday, now, in the silence, in the softness, in the dark. And when you finally see it bloom, you'll remember nights like this and smile. Because this moment of full body trust was when everything began tonight. There is no pushing, no pressing, no persuading life to move faster. There is only unfolding, like the petals of a flower that open not with effort, but with timing. You are that flower now, and this is your art to open, slowly, gently, trustingly. You do not need to chase what is meant. You do not need to rush what is real. You simply need to soften. So you soften now, like mist settling over a field, like silk sliding from your shoulders, like a yes without words. You lie back, and every part of your being releases the grip it forgot it was holding. No more planning, no more plotting, just being, just breathing, just becoming. The dream is already in motion because you are in motion. Not the kind of motion you measure, but the kind that lives beneath your conscious control. Life is arranging itself in your favor, not because you made it, but because you matched it. Matched its ease, matched its pace, matched its softness, and softness is not weakness. It is magnetism. You are magnetic now, not because of what you do, but because of what you allow. You allow the dream to find you. You allow support to arrive without guilt. You allow things to take time without shrinking your worth. And in that allowing, you unfold like a scroll written in stars. Like a story that can only be read one gentle chapter at a time. There is no need to skip ahead. This page is sacred. This pause is holy. This night is enough. You lie deeper now. And with every breath, you remind yourself, I am not behind. I am not broken. I am right on time. Even when it doesn't look like it. Even when it doesn't feel like it. Especially then, because the dream you planted, it's blooming in silence. And silence doesn't mean nothing. Silence means stillness, and stillness means readiness. You are ready now to receive with grace, not because you controlled every detail, but because you let go of needing to. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means giving in to the rhythm of your life as it wants to be lived. You are no longer forcing rivers to run straight. You are floating, following, flowing. And in that flow, you discover ease, real ease. Kind that doesn't collapse when something shifts, the kind that trusts what's shifting. Because everything that leaves makes room. Everything that delays protects timing. Everything that pauses invites preparation. So tonight, you prepare not by doing, but by resting. You become a vessel, a receiver, an open hand under the sky, trusting the rain to come when it's meant to. And when it does, you'll be ready, not because you chased it, but because you never closed. Your heart stayed open, even when it was tired, even when it was quiet, even when it waited. And now, you lie here, not with questions, but with calm, because you no longer demand answers. You simply dwell and trust. Trust that life is smarter than your plans. Trust that timing has its own kindness. Trust that everything meant for you knows where. You sleep. And you sleep now. Not as someone still trying, but as someone who has surrendered with grace. You let go of what's heavy. You let go of what's urgent. You let go of the timeline you thought you had to follow. And you whisper, I am not late. I am not lost. I am in bloom. Even if no one sees it yet. Even if you can't see it yet. You feel it, the quiet unfolding of something long planted and finally ready to rise. You smile. Not because it's finished, but because it's beginning. Again, differently, truer than before. And you're beginning too. Loudly, not publicly, but perfectly. Let the world think you're still. Let the world think you paused. Only you know how much is moving inside you, how much is growing, how much is ready. And tonight, you stop rushing to prove it. You stop running to reveal it. You let it unfold in its own time, in its own way, in your own softness. And in that softness, you fall asleep. No pushing, no pressure, just petals opening, one by one.